God, I thank you for this day you've given us. I thank you for the breath of life that you've given us. And God, your mercies are new every morning. And I just pray that we realize that and are thankful for that. Because God, you are in control of everything that happens. God, I pray for the ones who are sick, the ones who are not able to be here, for any problems that have come up, any ailments that they have, any illnesses. God, you are the medical doctor. You are our doctor, God. And I just pray for healing for those who need it. God, I thank you for the ones who are here. And I ask that your presence be known as well. God, you are, as the scripture says, you're very active, alive, and very ever present in all of your saints. And God, I pray that will be shown as we go throughout this meeting. I thank you for each one of the supervisors and give them the wisdom and the strength that they need in making decisions and everything they do. And I pray that everything that we do, God, is right and pleasing to you. Thank you for always loving us. Most of all, thank you for forgiving us, and thank you for Jesus. Amen.
We're going to open our meeting with the hearing for objections to personal and real property assessments.
Other than, I know Mr. Giddings is here, do you have anybody else that's objecting?
Else here?
All right.
Ms. Tammy, did you have anybody?
I did have 3 objections, but once I sent them their information for their commercial property, they did not pursue anything.
Okay.
Turn it over to you, Mr. Ivan.
All right. CJ, Mr. President, for the records, is this appeal before the Board of Supervisors or the tax assessor?
The Board of Supervisors.
Tax assessor relied upon Amy Butler's audio recording in support of valuation, classification, and depreciation of my property. By deferring these issues to the tax assessor, the board necessarily relied upon the same information. Here's the recording.
Hi, Amy. This is Amy Butler. I was just to let you know that we found out there in that house, we didn't find any changes that we would make. So if you want to call me back again, my number is 662-587-7477. I just want to let you know that we went out there.
The recording has no owner name, address, date, parcel ID, current use, in addition to no written record from the DOR or the tax assessor, completely lacking foundation requirements for competent evidence. The tax assessor has stated that Mississippi is a non-disclosure state and that no closed sales market data are maintained. In contrast, I have authenticated sales data and property-specific analysis demonstrating substantial disparities in valuation, equalization, and between the total values and actual market prices paid for comparable properties. 20 recent Union County sales total values are 66% below market value, while my total value is 103% of market value. These properties are on average 32 years newer than mine. My verified sales data demonstrates a substantial lack of uniformity and equalization that cannot be refuted by market evidence the assessor does not possess. Mississippi Code 273550, Sections 4, subsections A and C require evaluation by current use. This government does not apply this statute. Instead, taxes my loading dock and rec room as an apartment. A solid brick wall separates the rec room and the loading dock. Both are taxed at $39 a square foot depreciated. Neither is used as an apartment. The current standing brick wall was removed from the drawing with no explanation. For comparison, Staten Home, taxed at $34.34 a square foot. CEC Controls, taxed at $21.77 a square foot. Russell Property Warehouse, taxed at $4.43 a square foot, all depreciated values. Mississippi Constitution, Article 4, Section 112 requires uniform and equal taxation. The actual sales data demonstrates that it is neither uniform nor equalized. Documented construction quality and code compliance deficiencies are inconsistent with S through D codes. Under DOR standards, Class S, A, B, C, and D classifications require corresponding levels of construction quality and code compliance. Class comparison, Creekmore Home, built in 2002 as a Class C minus, taxed at $52.68 a square foot. Also, the majority of homes in Avonmar Rounds are B-class homes. According to Mississippi Code 2735-89, it is mandatory for the board that they have no authority to delegate or defer to objections to the tax assessors whose valuation I challenge. The board has done so for 3 years. According to Mississippi Code 2735-119, Ms. Hickey must file an affidavit and mailing so I can do a circuit court proceeding. Legal application of Mississippi Code 2735-89. The board must independently hear my objection, examine the evidence, value by current use, apply DOR classification and depreciation, equalize the assessment, and enter a written order. Mr. Rogers, for the record, board delegation, deferral, or de facto delegation of my objection to the tax assessor in the past and now is unauthorized and illegal under Mississippi Code 2735-89. Ms. Dunham, board deference is not independent review. When the person whose assessment is being challenged is also the basis for the board's decision, saying the board agrees with me is effectively saying I agree with myself. Requests included but not limited to. Enter these requests, the board's response, and any action taken in the minutes, and preserve them for judicial review. Equalize my property. Change total value to reflect county norms, class, using DOR manual, and constitutional requirements. Correct PRC to accurately reflect my rec room and loading dock area by redrawing the brick wall and accurately match statute to use. Reimburse for overall taxation and interest from 22 to 25 tax years. Identify all written DOR appraisal, valuation, classification, depreciation, determination, or findings supporting my assessment. My DOR public records request for all communications from the board supervisors, our tax assessor, and anything regarding to my parcel has produced none. Produce on the record how the Amy Butler recording was used in assessing my property and whether it was authenticated, verified, preserved, and supported by competent evidence. Identify all facts, conclusions, and assessments, decisions derived from that recording and recording supporting it. Preserve all related records and refer any inaccurate, misleading, unsupported, false, or unverified information relied upon to the Mississippi Ethics Commission, Mississippi Department of Revenue, Attorney General's Public Integrity Division, and the Office of the State Auditor. Thank you.
Thank you.
Make a motion to deny the appeal.
I object.
I need Ms. Tamlin, do you have a rebuttal to
I do.
I would like to object to this. I'm here appealing to the board of supervisors, not the tax assessor. My informal appeal with the tax assessor was last week. By deferring or de facto deferring to Ms. Dunham, I am no longer appealing with the board. That is not within your statutory rights. Statute 2735-89 requires you to independently hear this information.
The board's independently hearing it now. They've heard from you, Mr. Giddings. They have the right to hear from the tax assessor. They're gonna hear from her at this point in time.
So Mr. Giddings is appealing the same thing he appealed last year, which was the value of his home when it's in my office. And the value of his home decreased in 2026 due to appreciation. So I do have for you what he is currently being taxed. He is incorrect. You can all share, please. He is incorrect regarding the garage apartment and his business. If you'll notice at the very bottom, it shows those are the only two things that are being charged as class 2. His frame garage is used for his business, getting mouthpieces, and the concrete dock behind that section is class 2 also because it is used for his scraps after
I object
his,
to that as being used as or taxed as an apartment, contrary to Mississippi.
it's
Code
not taxed as an
2735.
apartment, it's taxed as a 10%
It's
part
written
of
as
your
garage.
garage.
Hey, everybody hold up. Mr. Giddings afforded this time to go without anybody interrupting him. It's done, please proceed without any interruptions. If Mr. Giddings wants to object, that's fine, but just don't engage in dialogue.
So I can't object. Vehicle code 273550, section 4, subsections A and C, the current use.
All right, Ms. Dunn.
So his current use is a 10%, which is his, same as his residence, his, utility building, his patio, the middle section, unfinished garage, and his garage apartment, were only at 10%. So it is not classed as a business except where his business is being practiced. So, Giddings did make an available 2021 private appraisal for his 2023 appeal to me. The appraisal showed the sales comparison approach at $810,000 and the cost approach at $1,010,505. So Union County had the 2023 value at $776,010, which is less than what his private appraisal was in '21. And we all know that in 2023, our values increased for the state of Mississippi, and those were applied. He still has yet to provide to me, which is the evidence that I'm required to have, a certified, up-to-date private appraisal, as well as a declaration of value from his insurance provider. So without those two, I can only rely on what I've been trained to do for the last 9 years in valuing property. So, if you'll notice at the front of that I gave you, that I would like recorded for the board minutes. I, Tamara Dunham, Union County Assessor and Collector, do respectfully petition for the Union County Board of Supervisors to maintain the decision of value for the 2026 tax assessment for property owned by Ivan Giddings located at 1310 South Central Avenue, New Albany, Mississippi. It has the parcel number, the PIN number, and the Union County Assessor and Certified Deputy Assessors have maintained the plan devised in accordance with the law and the Department of Revenue's rules, regulations, and guidelines. It shows you there how each section is valued and what the total is at the bottom. Do you have any other questions?
Maybe not. And I have the reason tonight to make the motion to deny it. Ms. Tamara and all her people working in her office have been trained to do their job. And in my opinion, they're doing it correctly as the state asks them to do.
I object to that under statute 273589. You are required to independently review the documents and paperwork I gave you. There's no way you just did that in this meeting. I'm requesting that you review that earnestly, look at the numbers and the stats, look how specifically market value to true value with homes much newer than mine are 66% on average in Union County. Also look at class of home based on DOR requirements in the DOR Assessor's Manual. There are defective issues in my home that do not pass class S, A, B, C, or even D. And again, comparing to Mr. Creekmore's home right across the road in my community as a C minus, that is a de facto deferral or delegation, and you're not allowed to do that by law.
Well, yes, we're about to do that, but she is the tax assessor for the board of supervisors. And she does that job, and so we agree with her. So I'll make the motion.
I heard a motion from the board. I got a motion from Randy to deny Mr. Giddings' appeal. If he's not satisfied with that, it's on our board attorney on how to proceed.
Yeah,
Well, actually, I do have
Bill Rods.
a request, and that is for Ms. Annette Hickey to file under section 2735-119 and send me that notice so I can then take this to the circuit court.
I got a motion from Randy to deny the appeal.
Second.
I got a second from Chad. All in favor? Motion carried. The appeal is
$35,119.
No other appeals to hear. You want to move on to long county business. First on the agenda would be the consent agenda. We got claims docket payments for July, statement of expenditures for the tax office for July, statement of expenditures for the sheriff's department and the jail for July, the middle law for the jail for July, board minutes for July, the road department work schedule for August, medical examiner statement of fees for several of those. Solid waste register for July, and the 90-day solid waste delinquency list. Have a motion to approve. Second. Have a motion from Randy and a second from Sam, all in favor? Motion carries. Next, need to approve the continuation of the emergency declaration for the ice storm.
Make a motion. Second.
Motion from Chad, second from Randy, all in favor? Motion carries. Next, we also need approval for continuing the emergency declaration from the tornado damage.
Second.
Got a motion from Sam and a second from Chad. All in favor? Motion carries. Next, is the approval of the laptop training district money request for the fiscal year 26-27. Is that for Terry?
Yeah, they haven't changed that tax mid rate. Gosh, I guess 30 years is still 10 million. So they submit that in to y'all for approval. And the drainage district, which is also in Union County.
It's the same as it's been paying. No entries? No entries.
I'll make a motion. Second.
Motion from Chad, second from Randy, all in favor? Motion carries. We need to discuss a request from Three Rivers to destroy the old solid waste building records from fiscal year 2019-2020.
This is just a request for Free River for, they're able to, not according to the retention schedule, but they are able to, after the state auditor's office has reviewed it, they can dispose of certain records, as it says, for fiscal year 2020.
We got a motion from Sam,
Second.
second from Randy, all in favor? Motion carries. Next, we, need to approve the New Albany County Airport apron expansion grant application.
Yeah, I see, yeah. That's, we talked about that before. That's the apron down at the airport. It's the FAA grant, well, project's $533,650. And I think the, 95% covered by the Fed, and MDOT covers 2.5%, city and county each cover 1.25%, which comes to $6,670. City of Ogden and Union County, and they just need to apply. The grant agreement didn't get approved. So it's bring back to city.
Got a motion from Randy to approve that grant. Second. Sam, all in favor? Motion carries. Next, we need approval of publishing a combined advertisement of no significant impact on the environment and a request for release of funds for the ARC water well and building pad grant
This is for the market.
for the industrial park.
I'll make a motion.
Chad, second from Slam, all in favor? Motion carries.
FEMA pays 75% of that, as y'all know, and FEMA pays 12.5%. County has to come up with 12.5%. So far, it's about 16 million and some change, and we just need to amend the budget to cover that.
Motion to approve.
Motion from Randy,
Second.
second Chad, all in favor? Motion carries. Next, we need to amend the EMA budget to play for supplies at the new rubbish landfill. That usually the fire, replacing the replacing supplies for the fighting fire there. Got a motion from Sam,
Second.
second from Chad, all in favor? Motion carries. Next, we'll move on to circuit clerk items. Seeking approval of payment for the election commissioner claim form. 5 of those. Motion approved.
Second.
Got a motion from Randy, second from Chad, all in favor? Motion carries. Next, seeking approval of payment to the circuit clerk for assisting the election commissioners.
Second.
Sam made a motion, Chad made a second. All in favor? Motion carries. We're also seeking approval of purchasing some election equipment.
That'll be a sole source.
This is
Sole source.
And there's a contract that I need to review that Donna has provided to.
If we approve, we have to
Right.
take contention about what we're here.
Yeah.
Approval of the contract.
Sorry. Now, 5,500 of this came out of my budget that I have in the future, but that's on the line for equipment.
Is that the help? Is that the help? Is it something?
Yeah, we got the, help and some vote fund, and $21,998. And Terry did ask me, that right there, what we're doing is buying some extra equipment that we already have, like the students. We only have one per precinct, we don't have any backups in any of that. We have a couple of express lanes, same thing. And what we wanted to do is the largest precincts that we have two of the DS2 units there, that's one goes down. We did have, some hiccups in March, that equipment went down, and luckily our support person was able to go down and repair with this, so additional work. They actually had to come and get some for the own portraits, that was mine. Now Terry did ask about the, maintenance fees and everything, and just paid out of about 10 of them. And I have checked the contract on that, and it should be, so the maintenance contracts that are highlighted there on the back should be about 10.
$8,000 a year.
Everything's yours. And that's, I put that in my, we have the same thing. They came and did upgrades on the,
Well, we can't do nothing till you look at it.
Well, we can pass it
And
and change it.
I've looked over a similar contract that we did, and it's probably the same issues, which were fixed last time, so I
so I'll
don't.
make a motion with you being good with it.
I've got a motion from Chad.
I'll second.
No, we're just split that.
Second from Randy.
And
5,500.
Ten of them here, three.
27,000.
All in favor? Motion
And I-
carries.
We'll give it to Lisa.
I would-
That's good.
Yeah.
Just take it.
Next, we've got, one item from the extension office. They're seeking approval to hire part-time employment from favor? Motion carries. Inventory clerk is asking for deletion of 2 computers from the tax office.
These were computers that had to be replaced due to the storage was not available for the maps or the, 2026 Land Road.
Motion to approve. Motion from Rand, delete these. Second from Sam, all in favor? Motion carries. All right, Sheriff's Department items. Seeking approval of new employment and payroll authorization for Leslie Leach with a part-time job.
Second.
Motion from Randy, second from Chad, all in favor? Motion carries. Also looking for approval of new employment and a payroll authorization for Miles Leather, also a part-time job.
Make a motion.
Approval of a longevity pay increase for Melinda Page as a judge, 25 years. Motion to approve. Motion from Randy, second from Sam. All in favor? Motion carries. Next, approval of a longevity pay increase, another 5-year, for Ashley Jennings Jones as a deputy. Motion from Sam,
Second.
second from Chad, all in favor? Motion carries. We have one item from the tax office, approval of the amended recapitulation for the 2026 personal and real property.
So if Miss Annette and Terry had copies of those, there were numbers that were transposed, and so this is just to correct that transposed number on the first recapitulation that was provided.
Motion to approve. Motion from Randy,
Second.
second from Chad, all in favor? Motion carries. Couple items from the volunteer fire department. Approval of the purchase clerk to obtain state contract documents for the purchase of the fire truck to be used by the Pineville Volunteer Fire Department. To receive and be paid no earlier than February 2020.
Yeah, it takes about a year on the truck for those,
I'll make a
come
motion.
in, so sell them, ready to lock the price to them.
Got a motion from Chad, second from Randy, all in favor? Motion carries. Next, seeking approval for declaring the truck at the Martin Fire Department as surplus property and authorize person of the board to prepare a notice to sale with $500 reserve. Got a brush truck or something?
It's an old 77 model Chevrolet that they're not using anymore, and they're just looking
Motion to approve. Randy, second from Sam. All in favor? Motion carries.
all I want to do is introduce myself, and then I'll get on the agenda for the next meeting. So just wanted to introduce myself to the Board of Supervisors. My name's Ann Bishop, and I serve as the CEO for the hospital here in New Albany, and I've been with Baptist a little over 30 years. I've been in healthcare over 40 years, and really have appreciated the opportunity to serve in this community. I've talked to CJ about a couple of different opportunities, and I know there's some questions that the board has. One of the things that we've been working on is our EMS response, so we're going to come back and give an update on what we're doing to continue to serve the community as it relates to emergency response, and then also some of the things that the hospital has from a strategic perspective. So thank you for allowing me to introduce myself.
Thank you. Anybody anything?
Hey, the deputy collector, did I miss hearing the deputy collector that needs to go to Jackson tomorrow?
Yes,
Okay.
I missed that.
Okay.
It's
So,
It's not on there.
yeah, it's not on there, and I couldn't hear very well because of the fan. But, I have a deputy collector that has to go to Jackson tomorrow regarding the tag system Marvin 426 update, and they're holding a workshop at the last minute, before that new rollout. So she's just asking for reimbursement for travel and meal, while attending this, workshop in Jackson. So,
Have one.
Motion to approve. Second.
Motion from Randy, second from Chad. All in favor? Motion carries. All right. I have a motion to recess.
Second. I mean, I tried to, the flavor of it all day, and I liked it.